Don't know if you can see that in there. Battle scars. It's all full of metal, all rebuilt. What's up guys, it's your boy Maximus So Glorious. Firstly, sorry for making this video in the car. I know it's pretty hard to engage in someone who's doing something, obviously, but I'm very time poor at the moment, so just wanted to give you guys a sort of a heads up and an explanation to what the hell's going on. Just thought I'd let any subs that are still active know sort of what's going on, because you're probably all pretty confused by the stuff that's sort of just popped up, and probably wondering where I've been for sort of 5 years. So I sort of, obviously my old channel was very much based around riding and motocross and enduro and stuff like that. I stopped racing in 2011, sort of after that, to focus on school and stuff. I ended up going into work full time and just got real busy. I had an accident in 2014 and completely shattered my right elbow, so I had to get a full rebuild on that and to freshen up. So it took me a long time to recover from that. And after that, I sort of stopped riding completely. Even before that, I just kept riding at the same places, so I couldn't really just keep making content of riding the same tracks over and over, because I wasn't traveling around very much because I wasn't racing. So I ended up, after I recovered from my accident, I went back to work, which was lucky because I told me I wouldn't, but I did. And I work in an industry where I have to travel around a fair bit, so subsequently I've been moving around a lot in the past couple of years. So sort of just haven't really been doing much except for work, and had nothing really to make content out of. This past year I've been really getting into drifting. Obviously I was always into cars, but never really had the time or money to do it myself. So been getting right into drifting this past year, so I decided to buy a new GoPro to catch some of that stuff. And so now that I've got a camera, I sort of started gearing up and filming a lot of the stuff that I'm doing. Obviously you'll see a fair few collaborative videos with On-Song Performance. That's my brother, and we do a fair bit of pretty, like, I suppose, cool performance-based builds and stuff like that. So decided to start covering a fair bit of that stuff and posting it. And I actually just bought another bike. It's the first bike I've had in 4 years, so I haven't ridden since my accident really, so I'm looking forward to seeing how that's going to go. So there'll be a fair bit of content going up, mostly car related or performance and drifting and that sort of thing. There'll be a bit of riding, probably a bit of gaming, and just some cool stuff going up. So if you got any questions about what I'm doing, or you got any questions you want to ask me and my brother about the stuff we're working on, feel free to drop a comment. If you've got any questions about the gear I'm using, or programs, anything like that, feel free to hit me up. And if you've got any suggestions for the channel, let us know. Obviously I've renamed the channel from Maximus So Glorious. It's now Leprechaun Laboratory. So there's going to be just a fair bit of stuff. I'll try and upload at least once a week. I'll try and schedule it so it's maybe once a Friday, and some weeks there might be more than one video, so maybe a Friday and a Sunday or something. But just keep an eye out. Where I am at the moment, my living situation, I don't actually have any internet at home, which makes it quite hard for me to upload content, but I'll do the best I can, and yeah, keep following and see what we're up to. So yeah, my accident actually, what happened after I stopped uploading content, I went through a fair few bikes. I had a few bikes. I ended up at a 2013 WR 450, and I was just riding in the forestry with some mates, and come into a corner too hot and high-sided into a tree, and I sort of bounced off the tree and landed on an embankment on my arm in a real bad way, and it sort of dislocated the humerus, the ulna from the humerus, and smashed the radius into my humerus, and it shattered my radius, and the shards of the radius all went down and severed the muscle in my forearm. It completely tore all the tendons off my elbow, stretched my medial and radial nerve lines, and just made a complete mess of my elbow. There was a lot of big issues there, so that had to be completely sort of rebuilt. Most of it's artificial now, so just see how that goes really, as far as riding and that goes. But it's funny, it was actually broken for 10 days before it even got opened up and operated on. I went to see like 5 different surgeons. Most of them didn't want to know about it. They reckon it was just completely gone. So by the time it actually did get operated on, most of the bone shards were dead because they didn't have any blood flow. It was like the size of a freaking balloon, and they ended up having to graft a bit of bone in there, and screw it all together and try and get it to come back alive, because they didn't want to put a complete artificial elbow in because of my age. I was only 19 at the time. So it's pretty good now. They told me I'd never go back to work. I went back to work. I was back at work in 7 months. For those who probably don't know, I'm a communications rigger, so I do a lot of tower climbing. So they told me I'd never climb again, and in 9 months I was climbing. So still, it took me 4 months to turn a doorknob, 5 months to learn how to ride again and use a pen, because when it stretched my nerves, I lost the feeling in these fingers on my right hand, which obviously the ones you used to hold a pen and turn a doorknob and wipe your ass and do all that important stuff. So I had to pretty much learn how to do a lot of that stuff again, and you know, I got through it. And it took a long time to recover. So after that, I sort of let the bikes go a bit, because I couldn't really afford that sort of an injury too often. So, but yeah, just bought a bike recently. I haven't ridden it yet. It's the first bike I've owned since my accident, basically. So it's going to be, I'm excited to see how it's going to go. I'm hoping my arm holds up alright and I can hold on to the thing. So I'll be posting a fair bit of that, my progress, obviously getting back into riding, and obviously a lot of my drifting and just vlogging a lot of the stuff I get up to, which is I suppose pretty exciting. So just thought I'd start posting it up again and then see who's interested and who wants to know what we're up to. And obviously we've got a fair bit of good knowledge to pass on, and this is the best avenue to do it. So anyway, drop a like, hit subscribe, come visit my Facebook, give it a like, check out OnSong Performance Facebook as well, give them a like, and we've got an Instagram page for OnSong Performance as well if you want to see what we're up to. And we'll be getting around, and I'll be dropping heaps of content.